I'm glad you're on because I'm probably going to have you join in at some point because I'm going to go over Breaking Bread later on. Hey, y'all know who it is. It's your girl, Mary, and it's the morning. I am multi-streaming this experience as best as I can, keeping in mind that IG Live does better on some things and YouTube and Facebook does different on others. Hello to my regular people that watch and are excited. Today's show is going to be a solid 30 minutes of us talking about a couple of things. But if you were able to see the title card that I posted, we're going to make this conversation focused on getting this Klansman out the paint. That's right. We need to get this Klansman out the paint. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I don't know what to tell you. But there's a Klansman in the office of whatever y'all want to call this thing. I don't want to get hoteppy with it. I just want to talk facts. So on today's show, we're covering that. If you've been watching me on YouTube and Facebook, great. I appreciate it. There's more of a fuller experience there. But for people that have been watching, I'm going to get right into the topics. Moments of gratitude. Since most of what I'm seeing right now is slightly concerning, like I don't know if y'all are going to actually try to get this Klansman out the paint. What I've found really, really stress relieving for me is physical movement. So as people should know, I'm an avid bike rider. I've been a cycling person for since 2013. Like it's been a big part of my life, a big part of my therapy. I cycle even when it's a bad idea to cycle. I'll cycle to and from infusions. I'll cycle, like getting in 20 miles a day is like my summer minimum. And I just want people to be more open to finding yoga or dance or physical movement or something as a way to help them through this time, through what we're going through. We don't know what we're lining up against. We have no idea how this shit is going to really look or work or feel or anything like that. So I just hope people are open to finding a way to move their bodies. It is good for you. It is good for your entire spirit. It is good for you to feel good. It is good for you to have some type of way that you can move, because at this point, I don't know if I can't run for any government, by the way, D. Omen. I'll cuss people out during interviews. It's not good to have me cuss people out. I'm from Detroit, first and foremost. The questions that reporters be giving these people, like if I was the tan suit moment that Obama had, I would smooth cussed everybody out. It's not a good idea. I'm going to get right into news you need to know. Yes, Kamala Harris is the vice president pick for what we got going on right here. I'm going to dive more into this issue in a later segment. But, HBCU, I'm glad that is a moment that we can celebrate for anyone who went to an HBCU. I went to a predominantly white institution. I have a lot of friends that went to Howard. I did a year at Howard myself, post-grad. I'm really excited that we have this moment in time to really hopefully do something. I'm going to get into the concerns of how y'all are talking about this that are freaking me out personally in the next segment. And again, I'm very aware that the ticket that we have isn't the ticket we all want. I'm very aware of that. But I'm going to get more into this item that I want to cover soon and very soon. So good morning, Monica Dennis. I'm so glad you're here. I need someone who's just as militant as I am, but looks really, really nice and sweet, but really super militant to be a part of this experience. If you didn't know this, I found this is really interesting. And what people don't know about me is that yes, I watch football. Yes, I stopped watching for about a year because I'm in support of Kate, but it was hard. I'm not going to lie to you. My father, who's no longer physically with us, and I were always talked about and watched football together. I've done football, like fantasy. I do fantasy football. I am going to be joining a college and Madden league with people that I went to school with at University of Michigan this year. I'm just going to leave it down. You're going to see all my legs out. I'm not doing this back and forth with IG. But, you know, I've made personal sacrifices, which isn't really a sacrifice. It's a first world problem, right? To be honest. But I've made my concessions with knowing that this is something that I want to do, right? And so with that being said, without y'all judging the shit out of me and talking about what I'm, doing or not doing, I just want to be mindful that when I bring this up, you understand that I'm talking about a bigger issue with not just this decision that Dion has made, but also everything else. So your boy, and that's right. Right now, I'm playing the classic and always forgotten video, Deion Sanders Must Be the Money, in the background. I just want to make sure y'all are aware that I am a Deion Sanders fan. Like, again, this was the 90s for people that are younger and they don't know that my man thought this was a hit. But my man really thought, like, we watched this video and we're happy to see, remember in the 90s when like dudes just had a real big gold earring for just here, like playing, like they was in the paint playing football, basketball. Michael Jordan, just the earring, just here, just big old loop. Yes, this. So yeah, Deion Sanders and his Beijing has joined Barstool Sports. I'm assuming that he's done this because he got a good contract. And Barstool, as racist as that whole entire, yes, Barstool is led by a Trump supporter. Barstool, I know some black folks that have worked there. A good percentage of them have quit. Let's see. If Deion Sanders goes on there becoming like your boy Jason, y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say his last name. If he ends up being like Jason, I am going to have to say his last name because y'all probably know what I'm talking about. If Deion Sanders ends up becoming the Jason Whitlock for Barstool Sports, I'm cussing out everybody. I'm going to be so mad. Deion Sanders was one of my favorite players. Him, Emmitt Smith. I just really hope Deion does not become if he turns into Jason Whitlock, I'm fighting y'all. I'm fighting y'all. I'm fighting all of you. I'm blaming y'all because I gotta blame somebody. I can't blame me, but definitely must be the money. Barstool must have gave him a check. And they do have an audience. Barstool gave him some check. My man is about the money. I mean, look at y'all know, come on now. So yes, your boy, he's taking his talents over to Barstool. So, fine. I hope that he's happy. I'm a Sanders fan. I'm going to see what he's going to be saying. I really hope he doesn't become the Jason Whitlock. I really don't need that. There's so many things I'm already not going to have. And the couple that y'all were entangled with a few months ago, Jada and Will are going to turn this Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot into a drama. When I hope that doesn't happen, I don't want it to feel like an after school special every time I'm watching it. I don't want to feel like they're going to give me a lesson after, like, I don't want a lesson after every episode. I wanted to be able to laugh. I kind of thought he was going to, like, you know, be like, I thought we were going to get like a Jenner family Kardashian thing where like his son plays him. I just thought we were going to, the reboot drama thing, I'm not on board with. So if y'all are on board, awesome. I'm off board. But black folks, black production, black people, I'm glad. I hope somebody does this. I do want to go into the decision, which is the smartest decision I've seen anybody make in this country in the past few months, of Big Ten and Pac-12 football are a wrap in college sports this year. I'm glad. Are you saying thumbs down, D. Omen, because you think that college students know how to socially distance? We got to have a talk. I want to talk about this. I want you to understand where I'm coming from when I make this statement. In college, we were dumb, everybody. We were dumb in college. In college, you didn't make no sense. I didn't make no sense in college. Instagram people, I don't care what you thought you knew in college, but you were dumb in college. My regular viewers, you were dumb in college. You were a dummy. You were dumb as hell. Nicole, I was right there with you. Nicole, we were in college together. We used to eat at the black table. In college, you were dumb. You were saying you were doing dumb things. You dressed dumb. That's right. You dressed dumb. You made dumb decisions. You made no sense at all. You expect college-aged men and women to play sports in college on a college campus during a pandemic where COVID, I'm going to just keep it real. I know a lot of people that played. I also know a lot of people in college that took PEDs. PEDs minimize and lower your immune response. So if you got COVID, these are just facts, by the way. I'm not coming down on anybody that's using PEDs or SARMs or still. I don't have time for that right now. But facts are facts. It minimizes your immune system response when you take that type of supplementation. So when we talk about football, that's what's happening. You expect college students to socially distance properly while playing athletics. And let's keep it real. It is what it is, okay? You are in college. You realize you broke. If you get a car and you drive down with your friends, you do your laundry at your mama, your grandma's house, you done brought the Rona to them. You're doing a frat party, and white frat parties are different than like black fraternity and sorority events. Like, I wasn't going to the frat houses. I went to two, and I would see how dirty and badly organized the furniture was. I would see how like the games that people were playing didn't make any sense. Like, throw a ball in a cup and you take the ball out the cup with your bare fingers and you drink the beer. Or you putting like something up your butt. and it's going up your butt, I would just be disgusted. It smelled like hot. It smelled like a chlorine pool that hasn't been cleaned, bologna sandwiches, and pink raw pork in frat houses. That's what it smelled like. It smelled like it just smelled like gel, aloe vera, and hot, unclean pool water with nasty games that involved your hands or your mouth being on a cut and you sharing it with other people. Also, we're adults now that we're out of college. College students be fucking. Athletes be fucking. Girls be going hard after male athletes. Fucking. A lot. Trains get ran on. Make sure your kids are not on for this honesty part, y'all. You got trains getting ran. You got the white girls going after the black. They trying to secure some type of football bag or basketball bag. You got black girls. You got a lot going on. Okay. This needs to be canceled. I get it. And I'm a University of Michigan Wolverine. Hail to the victors. Whenever I hear somebody say that they went to Ohio State, even my own flesh and blood brother, I talk shit about my brother. Yes, my brother went to the wrong college, and I talk about it. And if he saw this show, he would know that I'm still upset about the fact that he chose the Ohio State University versus going to Michigan. When people make comparisons of University of Michigan to Michigan State, I correct them swiftly and accurately. That's disrespect. It's disrespect. I'm just letting you know. If you are like, you went to Michigan State? Obviously, do I look like I went to Michigan State? Like, look at me. Michigan State? Oh, like, do I look like that? See, you dated somebody and went to OSU. Worst relationship of your life. I got caught up being on Black Planet and like hitting up guys that I met on Black Planet and like, because I had a car, because I was a grown up driving to Ohio. I have some good friends that I was in Christian Jesus loving time with that went to OSU. I'd go visit them from time to time. Other than that, I would talk about them then, about how I was disappointed in their mistakes. The point is this. You were dumb in college. Everybody on here, you're dumb. You were doing dumb things. You were a big old dummy. College football, college sports needs to be canceled. Period. And that's that. If you thought you were smart and you thought you were grown. You thought you had it all together. You spent your loan check on shoes and then wondered why you didn't have any food in the fridge. You thought it was cute to do a lot of crazy things. You was hustling your food card, like food stamps, when you were broke. It was a lot that we were doing in college. A lot. Remember how dumb you were. But the fact that these schools was like, we're not playing, I'm with it. I'm very, very glad that somebody said some common sense. So let's get to the real topic of the day. Now, I'm going to take away so many elements of branding on my show that is currently streaming on Facebook and YouTube. I'm going to make this be a real deal conversation right now. I'm giving you me. It's me here, me trying to talk to you, me just trying to understand why y'all sound crazy. Give me a second. I'm trying to tighten up a couple of things on the IG side for this. I'm tired of it moving up and down. It's my fault. I wasn't prepared. Sorry. We have a Klansman in the White House, everybody. We have a Klansman. A Klansman, okay, in the White House. I just want to kind of like shape a couple of things that I saw with the first election. I knew in August, and it's documented by several friends and former friends, that Trump was going to win in 2015. I was very aware. My grandmother came to me in a dream. And you're talking about one of the most emotional dreams I ever had in my life. When my grandmother passed away, the day after her funeral, the day of her funeral, had a dream. She was wearing an all-white dress in our old kitchen back in our house on Hubble Street in Detroit. And she just looked over with white hair and a white gown. I'm about to start crying now, and just smiled. And that's how I knew that she was safe. This was 2007. And from then on, I had wished to see her and have her talk to me in my dreams. So understand the great disappointment I get in August 2015, where she decides to make a special guest appearance and she telling me Trump gonna win. I needed you to give me something else. Could you have hugged me in my dream? Could you have given me tell me something about my future in my dream? No, you wanted to tell me some shit that I already kind of felt, but whatever. So from that point, I was like, okay, let me get on this Hillary train. Let me wear these buttons. Whatever. We about to do this all over again. And I know that y'all are not prepared for another 4 years of this shit. I'm getting prepared because y'all are not telling me that you don't want another 4 more years of this shit. I had a conversation with one of my homegirls last night. I had a conversation with one of my homeboys, several friends, where we are now making a conscious effort to figure out how to use our channels to talk about getting this Klansman out the paint. And I'm glad that I have friends that want to make that decision. And it's not just about, I'm going to make some tweets. It's about, we're going to move to swing states and do what we got to do. And I've made a conscious decision to also move. So Thursday and for the rest of this month, I'm allowing people to come into my crib appointment only to see if they want to buy some stuff. I have amazing stuff that I'm down to sell. Furniture, like heavy furniture that Naima Cochran has. I have some of that. I got the Naima Cochran heavy furniture. I've decided to make a real effort to move to a swing state to help get this guy out the paint. I'm out. New York is in very, very bad shape, deficit wise and financially, in a way where I don't think that New York understands it. And I don't think that people in New York City understand how badly we are looking at a big deficit and a big issue with voter fraud in this country. I am not aware. I just don't think that people are talking about it. It's bad. We are not prepared in this current state of New York, not prepared for what the fuck is about to happen. And New York is typically seen as an easy state to win. I don't know how the State Board of Elections says it needs $50 million to get this November election right. On top of that, the state is $30 billion in debt. So I just want to help you understand, since New York and this current model of life may not be aware of what that means. I just want to kind of really go into what's happening. There's been a lot of voter fuck shit. that's been occurring for a while. We've had 4 years of voting rights being scrutinized and removed and decimated and played with by this administration. We've had district courts that are now locked up by far left-leaning decision makers, which are why you're getting outcomes in cases. We have district attorneys that are being put in place that are not thinking about giving anybody justice from Elijah McClain or Breonna Taylor. We have a Senate that is mostly Republican-led that is blocking the progression of trying to find aid for people that are not going to be able to do anything because they're not getting employed in this pandemic. And my best friend Arlene brings up a good point. New York City was bankrupt in the late 70s and the 80s. And look, I've seen y'all movies from that time as a young child in Michigan. One of the reasons why I don't like the Bronx is because I saw this movie Fort Apache, the Bronx. And in the first scene, a cop gets shot in the face by a sex worker. In my mind, I thought that that's what all the Bronx was. So when I see signs like Gun Hill Road, to me, in my mind, there's some guns out on a hill across the road. Throg's Neck, it sounds like somebody getting choked out. Just the name Throg's Neck sounds like somebody getting choked out over some money. Hookers on the Point, Hunters Point, like y'all got some stuff, but I do not think that us, again, I brought this up yesterday about how we say things like we are not our ancestors. We're wimps. We're wimps. We're whack. We are lazy. We are whack. We don't want to wear masks. We wearing masks as like this, like earrings. We doing this. We think that this is what we're doing. We're not cleaning our masks if we have cloth masks. We are wearing the same dirty, dingy. We doing this. We doing this on them. We wearing masks like bracelets. We doing this. We're doing this. The mask don't fit. The mask be you wearing a mask like Ray J's hat. Remember when Ray J had the hat and it was moving around on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood? We're doing that. We're lazy. We're dumb. We don't want to work together. We don't want to support each other. We don't care about the state of understanding civics and how it applies to our everyday decisions. But I know this. According to what I'm seeing, y'all want 4 more years of this fuck shit that we're dealing with right now. And yes, the president and the two-party political system is a problem. It's been a problem. Y'all been saying it's been a problem for a while. What have you been doing to address the problem? That's my question. What have you done to address this issue? Because you knew it was an issue 4 years ago. You knew it was an issue 8 years ago. You knew it was an issue 10 years ago. What the fuck are you doing? I'll tell you what I'm doing. I have receipts on what I've done. On top of pivoting into an industry that hopefully allows me to build generational wealth. And me and my girl, Faida Cater, and I literally had a real moment on Twitter yesterday where I've realized that I've held off from having children because I don't know what these next 4 years are going to be based on this moment right now. And I want kids. I want to be a mother. I want to be a wife. I want that family. I know those things are in my future. I have a lot of spiritually aware friends that have already shown me what my children and what my family will look like. I have that. That's how strong my Iwa Pele operates within my circle of friends. My Iwa Pele speaks that loudly. If you don't know what that is, cool. You're not a member of Fight Club. My Iwa Pele speaks that loudly. But that's what my own spiritual circle has seen for me. Right? But what our country, America's not in a good spot. America wasn't in a good spot 4 years ago, which is how we got a Klansman in office. And this is how I, with my Michigan tail, knew it. Because when I would deal with New Yorkers and people from LA that were like, oh, everything's going to be fine, I would be like, you have not left your little bubble. You exist in this bubble of Brooklyn, or you exist in this bubble of Inglewood that doesn't show you that America is America. Like Michigan militia, that's real. KKK rallies, that just be happening, that's real. Mayors that are known and erected for being racists of racist towns, that's real. The modern day Green Book, that never went away. We just stopped talking about it. Yes, we all stopped talking about it. We are the reason that this is what is happening. So I get it. Kamala Harris, there's a record out there that is not ideal. But I'm telling you, as someone that knows how this country really is, who's been in Ohio, who's been in Florida, who's been in Georgia. Like, Atlanta's not Georgia, y'all. Like, Georgia is real. Like, Atlanta is Atlanta. Anything outside of Atlanta is it's deliverance. It's borderline deliverance. And I wish I was in Dixie. Away. It is real. It is real. So the fact that if you haven't lived those experiences, that's kind of your fault. It's not on me. It really is. If you haven't moved or traveled outside of your state or lived somewhere else, it's on you. It's not on us. It's not on me. It's on you. You have the chance to be able to make your own decisions and travel the world and do what you need to do. So take accountability for the fact that you didn't do that. But it looks to me that y'all want 4 more years of some shit. And according to astrology, according to the Agun, that's what's going to happen because we're not scared enough. As long as you're able to order your delivery from your Uber Eats, as long as you're able to get your Wi-Fi, even though Wi-Fi's gone trash, as long as you're able to drive in and out, like y'all, like you've seen cities purposely shut down epicenters in this current time. Chicago's raised the bridges to downtown more than once in the past several months to protect downtown Chicago. New York City is landlocked. It's an island. An island. Bridges and tunnels. It's an island. You can be blocked off here. Okay? I just want to make sure people are aware that, like, the Weekend at Bernie's situation with Biden, I feel that is real. But what I also know is real is that y'all, because we are not our ancestors. We're wimps. We're whack. We don't shank people over $20. We don't even garden. We don't even tend to our own land. We've let our farmland go if we've had it. We have not retained the histories of our grandparents and our great-grandparents and even our parents in a way to where we need to apply it. And I think it's so insulting when we say that we are not our ancestors, thinking that we're better than them. You should be ashamed of yourself. You are less than your ancestors. You wouldn't be able to last a day. You wouldn't last an hour picking cotton. You wouldn't last an hour you wouldn't last 5 minutes getting whipped. And you're talking to someone that physically saw the scars of whips on my grandmother that still were able to reopen until she died. No matter what, if my grandmother had on a muumuu, the scars would reopen if she took it off. My grandmother had very, very pale skin, and you could see whip marks from when she was forced to sharecrop. Someone was born in 1912. If you think they weren't whipping people after Lincoln signed that piece of paper, you're lying. That's not true. And I'm getting emotional about it because I've been having dreams every night of this fool getting 4 more years because of what I saw yesterday. is so real. If you are not willing to use your platform and your time, physically and mentally, to get this motherfucker out the paint, this is on you. You are not, we are not prepared for 4 more years of this shit. We're not. I'm letting you know. Egun is speaking. We are not ready for this. We're not. So you need to be putting all of your efforts into getting this mofo out the paint. You thinking that impeachment was going to work was the craziest thing I ever saw. You were waiting on a system that we all know is broken to get him out the paint. That's what you put your hopes on for over 4 years. You thought that was going to be it. And now we have voter fraud. We have states that are damn near bankrupt or bankrupt. Cities that are damn near bankrupt or bankrupt. That don't even have enough to do anything to protect the people with city services. They're not even able to pay people their full rates that work at these jobs. And you are telling me that you want 4 more years of this shit on top of your city or your state being in debt? That's crazy. That's literally setting up this entire arena for complete mass backwards destruction. The Senate is controlled by, we have to remember, Angelique, thank you for being honest. And thank you. We need like the House, the Senate, district attorneys, DAs, judges, Supreme Courts. All of these people the control of Democrats versus Republicans is real. And I'm also going to give y'all context to the history of how this flip happened. Because a lot of people will be like, well, Republicans used to support Democrats. Let me tell you what actually happened, because you don't know your history and you're just spouting off stuff that you saw on YouTube College. Here's what really happened. I want to say in the 1800s, I'm going to actually get really, really factual on this, because little do y'all know, I actually know someone who is an ancestor of the first Black American senators. So Hiram Rebels was the first African American senator of Mississippi. And this was back in 1870. Then we also have Blanche Bruce from Mississippi, who took office in 1875 and left office in 1871. So Blanche Bruce, Republican. Edward Brooke was a Republican. I just want to go through the senators thing. So back in the 1800s, late 1800s, there was a big move where Republicans at the time, which was supported Black folks and the ending of slavery, were electing Black people into office. And Hiram Rebels from Mississippi, and then Blanche Bruce was after him. And I just want to make sure y'all are very aware that another person that was elected was PBS Pinchback from Louisiana. He got his seat denied, but there's a reason why all that happened. So Blanche Bruce, unfortunately, was part of a huge dramatic situation that occurred within the Republican Party that was supposed to be supporting Black folks, where KKK influenced Republican leadership during that time, decided that they didn't want any more Negroes in the party, and they made a backdoor deal with the president that was coming into play during this time, which was after William McKinley, And the history of William McKinley is that my man got preceded by Grover Cleveland, and then succeeded by Theodore Roosevelt. But there was a backdoor deal that was made where, in the midst of like the Spanish-American War, the expansion of like the policy of silver and gold and all of these items, the way for him to realign on the election was he had to make a backdoor deal with these racist Republican folks that wanted to get blacks out the paint, to, if they got him elected through financial backing and through rigging the voting system, that he would get rid of, they would be eliminated from being able to be in the Senate. And that's what happened. And that's when the flip actually occurred, where Democrats became known for supporting or being a black friendly party, and Republicans became what we now know them as now. So that was all part of a big mass situation, post-emancipation, by the way, where racist Republicans were like, oh, there's too many niggas in here. Let's get these people out of here. And that's what happened. So understand that we've always been in a system that's done its best to disenfranchise us, melanated bodies. And when I say melanated, understand that back then, it was the lightest and the brightest folks that were trying to, that were part of the system. Anybody my complexion or in that field, we were asked out. But please understand that the system has always been rigged against the progression of melanated bodies. I'm not arguing that. I'm not saying that that's not true. The reality, though, is that we have a Klansman officially in office who was supported on print by the Klan in their paper. No one else did that except the Klan. And when it happened, y'all didn't care. That's when I realized that we were going to end up normalizing racism. And we have. So I'm going to end on this. If y'all want 4 more years of this shit times 10, because this is nothing. Yes, this pandemic, this soon to be depression, the things that are really at stake, this is not even that bad. And it's been bad for people. I've had my struggles too. This ain't even close to what's coming if you want 4 more years of this shit. And if you are cool with it, get prepared. But you're not getting prepared. You're not doing both. And that's the problem. We feel like we can only do one or the other. We don't just do both as a community. Like, you can talk your shit about not wanting to vote in the presidential election, but you could be doing stuff locally to make a difference in your community. What I'm seeing is that there's no doing of both. I'm a do-bother. I pivoted and I still do things in my community, and I still like the fact that I can listen and dance to WAP, and I still do physical movement, and I still think cancel culture is a joke, and I still believe I can still have all these things can be true and can be part of my life ethos. The issue is that we try to do things in black and white, and the world is not black and white. The world is not, there's a lot of gray in the existence of the human life. You can be a talented songwriter and a beautiful person that's able to write music and write songs. And you can also be a pedophile nightmare. You can be one of the funniest comedians on the planet and have given so many black people looks on your show. But you can also be out here drugging women's drinks. Everything can exist in this world. Everything. But I know this, y'all aren't ready for 4 more years of this shit. You're not. So if you're ready for 4 more years of this, I want to see it. And I'm telling you right now, You're not. I know some of y'all. Like, I know some of y'all based on conversations we've had. I know some of y'all based on how you write. I know some of y'all based on like my boy David Matthew. I've known David for a long time. And he's been talking about progressive stuff since day one. That has not changed. Some views have been modified. Like everybody has a right to evolve. But y'all aren't ready for 4 more years of this shit times 10 if you don't vote this Klansman out the paint. You're not. You're not. I am. You're not. So I want to talk to you about Breaking Bread NYC. We are a new nonprofit formed between Russell Marks, myself of Bully CBD, Danielle Swash of Humble Bloom, and a few others. Tara, who is a really, really amazing supporter of like CSN groundwork. We have Caroline, who's a really, really well-known chef and connector. We started an organization called Breaking Bread to be able to help eradicate or support the fact that food banks are pretty much damn near bare and need support. We are trying to find ways to feed people that are still within the New York City housing system. And we're going out for grants, but we are still raising money. We did a 1-day raise back in June where we were able to raise money to feed protesters during a lot of the actions that were actually being reported back in June. We are looking for more donations. We are down to talk to anybody who wants to support. Food banks are getting bare, and the old systems that you expect to exist will not support people that need food. So I really hope if you're interested in finding more about our mission, I'd love for you to reach out to me. We would love to take donations. We'd love to be part of something where like there's a percentage of something going back to us, but we're literally trying to feed people. That's all this money is going towards. This is the second nonprofit that I've made this year. And there's another item that will be announced soon that's focused on fitness and wellness that I've been able to be part of with several leaders in fitness that are Black and brown. I'm looking forward to that. But again, I'm emotional about this because if you're spiritually rooted and you've seen the future, it don't look good. It doesn't. My spiritual advisors and my Babalawos and my sister circles, we've been prepared for what's coming for a while. And if you notice one thing about me as a person, I've not been on no one's social media talking about I can't find Lysol, I can't find toilet paper, I can't find this, I can't find that. Why? I had my ish in February. I had to go back for 2 years. I've been talking about buying guns and having guns for 4 years. I started a gun club in 4 years. I'm actually trying to get some friends to come up with me August 22nd to an opportunity led by another sister in cannabis, Kibra. She goes by Cannabis Nurse Kibra, upstate in Stanford, where we're going to be doing more about gun safety and getting certified in Connecticut. I'm making moves to move to another state to help swing this shit around. I really, really hope y'all understand that the next 4 years, if we don't do this, are not good. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm telling you the truth. Please watch Cool Across America tonight at 10 p.m. Support your friends. Buy their stuff. I'm glad to see some people on here that I truly respect and love. Y'all, like, take care of yourselves. Wear a mask. Peace.